This is why I train in martial arts. Now, there are a lot of people in the martial arts community, some with far more experience than me, who say that forms are for helping you fight more than one person. Then there are other people who say no, forms are not for multiple opponents. They're only for helping you to fight one person, and they tell you which way you need to be turned in relationship to the one person that you were fighting. And what do I say? I say both. I say you can use forms to visualize how you would handle fighting more than one person because you're turning in 4 different directions. If you've ever fought more than one person, you know I've fought 2. You have to turn here and then you have to turn there. And if you get too focused on this guy here, somebody comes at you from the side, and you could turn and practice doing something over there. And in a form, you only do a few moves in different directions, which is how you would have to do it if it was a real fight. So I say both views. But that is why you should use forms ideas more than sparring ideas, and why forms can be more important than sparring when you're trying to save your life in something that could be life or death, because you don't want to get too involved with one of the opponents. As I learned when I got kicked in the face because I was too involved with one opponent, somebody could come up behind you and kill or injure you with a weapon because you're busy looking at one person instead of trying to stay aware of everybody or everything. Now, I wanted to read this right here because I didn't see this being pointed out in a lot of reports. I don't know if you can see it. Providence, Rhode Island, WPRI. A feud between 2 neighborhood families led to the killing of a 15-year-old boy over the weekend, according to Providence police. It's Providence, Rhode Island in the United States. Police said Jaheim Carter died after being stabbed in the back on Saturday afternoon. Stabbed in the back on Saturday afternoon. Natasha Charon, 18, of Providence, is the one who stabbed him in the back. That's why you can't square off with people in a real fight like it's a sparring session. You have to be aware of what's going on around you. You shouldn't get so focused on this quote-unquote one person that you're fighting that you forget about other people who may come in, jump into the fight, pull out a knife, and stab you in the back. And I don't really know of too many martial arts techniques that are going to protect you from being stabbed in the back. That's why regular people should not be fighting if we can help it, because someone may escalate it into combat, and you're not wearing any type of stab vest or armor that could protect you. You know, it's not the military. You don't have a squad of people behind you that can protect you. You're not a police officer. You don't have superior weaponry that can protect you. You know, this boy died from being stabbed in the back. This is why you can't be too focused on one person. And this is where I think sparring can mislead people, because in sparring, 9 times out of 10 is one person against another person.
The family of this 15-year-old boy watched his alleged killer being charged with manslaughter in court today. Police say it's the result of a long-standing neighborhood dispute. Manslaughter. 18-year-old Natasha Sharon is accused of stabbing Jaheim Carter in the back on Saturday. The 15-year-old died. Sharon charged with manslaughter.
Today wasn't a good day.
Providence Police Major David LePayton says a fight broke out on Amherst Street Saturday afternoon, the result of a long-standing neighborhood feud between 2 families, Carter's and the family of Sharon's boyfriend. He says the feud is the reason she was carrying the knife that day.
It's concerning that people can't live in their neighborhoods and walk down the street and feel safe. You know, it's concerning that, we lost a 15-year-old.
They're cowards.
Jaheim's mother, Majeda Carter, telling Eyewitness News about her son at a memorial on Sunday.
He was a good kid. He liked to play basketball, liked to ride bikes, liked to be with his family.
Jaheim, her youngest of 9 children.
He was well known and liked by everybody. You see everybody around, they coming because they love Jaheim.
First of all, my condolences sincerely to the family of Jaheim Carter. Second of all, I just remember something. What is it with these 18-year-olds fighting 15-year-olds? One of the fights I had when I was 15 was against an 18-year-old, him and his dog. What's an 18-year-old doing fighting a 15-year-old? I don't care if you're both in high school or not. What's an 18-year-old doing fighting a 15-year-old? Unless the 15-year-old is trying to rob you or something like that. What's an 18-year-old doing fighting a 15-year-old? I don't even care if the 15-year-old is bigger than you. What's an 18-year-old doing fighting a 15-year-old? 18-year-old is an adult. You can go off and join the army if you want to fight somebody so bad. What are you doing fighting a 15-year-old? I'm harping on this point because I thought when I became a parent, if I just moved from area A to area B, my 15-year-old would never have to fight an 18-year-old. Well, I'm here to tell you, when my 22-year-old was a 14-year-old, he had to fight a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old. So parents, you need to put your kids in martial arts classes. I say as soon as anybody will accept them, to be honest. Because one day they might end up being a 15-year-old that has to fight against an 18-year-old. Because the 18-year-old still wants to act like a child.
Call 301-894-6616. You want to find out more? Go to cecilryu.org, cecilryu.org. Peace.